What's up, gente? What's up? Rasa, I want to ask a quick question because everybody's asking and talking about it. And that's, did Donald Trump fake the assassination attempt this weekend at the White House Correspondents' Dinner held at a Hilton Hotel right outside of the White House in Washington, D.C. this weekend? And the answer is, I don't think so. I think, and I am sorry to say to everybody who thinks they're faking it, is that there's so many lies come out of this White House that nobody knows what to believe. Number one, and two, there's so much chaos and so much craziness that this man stirs up that obviously people do not like him. People from all walks, and I'll say this about the White House Correspondents' Dinner and compared to the other attempts involve white males for the most part. Yeah, white males. Some of them did get shots off, and I think that people just hate the dude. The dude stirs hate, stirs chaos, stirs selfishness and narcissism. Just to benefit him to the point where, even though maybe somebody was serious at one point, right? They try to get into his house. They try to, do this or that. And when the first time ran, there was somebody in the audience with the gun. The truth is, they've only come up to an attempt, meaning they've only been there to do it, but didn't pull it off. Um, and maybe they didn't even pull off a shot. But the point is, the White House will exploit these situations just to get sympathy, to keep the name out there, to bank off of it. And that's important because the clown afterwards talked about why they needed this multi-million dollar, ballroom, which is a joke, waste of money to begin with. But at the end of the day, I don't think he faked it. I think that's how much him and his cabinet and the Republicans and the right wing in this country, they're hated. That's how much people don't like him. He even tried to lie about the shooter who is from California. He tried to say that he used to be a Christian. No, he is a Christian, and one of the things that he brought out was he can no longer, as a Christian, support a pedophile, rapist, and a warmonger like Trump. And 60 Minutes, if you haven't seen this, did a special on this last night. And man, the reporter asked him to his face, or read to him to his face, this quote unquote manifesto that he wrote. And yeah, it was interesting how he snapped because she called him out on it and put the words out there, and it was embarrassing to him. And so, as to the question, oh, did the White House or did Trump fake the shooting? Short answer is no. But let me say this: this weekend I was with a family of Uvalde, Texas, where 21 people were assassinated, killed in a classroom, including 19 children. And my only response now is this: Trump was in there with all his multi-billionaire friends and cabinet members, and a lot of the millionaires, the FBI, the vice president, all these wealthy people, connected people. He was in there with all these people that basically kiss his butt and do whatever and print whatever because it was supposed to be a media event. Some people were boycotting it. That was good, but some people chose to go. And he was in there with all the elites. So with that said, all I can say is good. Now these clowns know what these children in schools feel like. Now these monsters, politicians, including Trump, they know how it feels to have to be rushed out of a classroom. And luckily for them, they had Secret Service protection. But where's that protection? That same protection for kids in the classroom? There's not. This weekend, like I said, I was with families of Uvalde, and I was talking to them about a lot of things. And this is not even one thing I talked to them about because it had already happened. We're out to dinner, and one of the things they don't need is to be reminded of that. But one thing that they did remind me of was that these laws, these stupid gun laws that protect the gun lobbies, like the NRA, gun laws that protect the companies, corporations, that make these guns and make a lot of money off these killings, these massacres. There's laws that could be passed, but the foolish clown governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, at the time, he's a Republican. This clown, they only meet so often purposely to not do anything. A lot of these tragedies in Texas could have been avoided, and that includes Uvalde. So yeah, good, good for the people who are saying that, we don't need violence and we need to tone it down. But bad, bad, because this clown in the White House, Trump, and his cabinet, who have ICE out there running around and who are causing wars around the world and who are talking about killing more Cubans and invading Cuba and strangling them to where they're dying. These clowns who are causing, havoc in South America, including Mexico, Colombia, you name it, poor countries like that, all around the world for that matter. These clowns now know what it feels like to be in an uncomfortable position when guns are used. And in this case, I hope they'll think about the children, but I doubt it. I hope they think about the school kids that are sitting in those classrooms who don't have the benefit of Secret Service, or who don't have the benefit of the billions of dollars of security and bodyguards, and who don't have the benefit, of being able to, run out of a scene alive. So with that said, I'm going to make this short. I just want to say, it was disturbing to hear some of the comments come out of the White House, disturbing to see what they said afterwards. But luckily, and happily, maybe they'll learn. Somebody's, will wake up and do something. Kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt they'll wake up. I don't know. These people are clowns, to top it off. But at this point, I'm out. And que viva la raza. Oh, more power to the people. I'm out.